Hi guys, hey, I thought I would do another kind of Bachelor video. I actually did like 3 videos for the Bachelorette this year or this past year. I didn't do anything for the Bachelor in Paradise just because it's like too confusing, I feel like, and there's too many variables to actually sit down and do a video about it, but I do tweet about it, or I did before it ended. I wanted to talk about my opinion on the Bachelor pick. So they announced Bachelor, if you didn't already know, spoiler alert, and it's Arie, I can't even pronounce his last name, but I know a lot of people are up in arms about it. People are really pissed off. People think that's a bad choice, and I know everyone has their own opinions. I thought I would just throw mine into the loop because you guys seem to really like my Bachelor videos, and I love talking about it. So I know a lot of people last year weren't really happy about the choice that they made choosing Nick. Now, I guess it depends on what you expect when you watch The Bachelor. Obviously, in the old days, The Bachelor used to be more about love. They really showed the dates and the connection. Now, my problem with The Bachelor and all the franchise really is that they so much show people's interviews to the camera, and I don't want to see that. I prefer actually watching a date, seeing how these people interact with each other. On Paradise, for instance, with Taylor and Derek, I've loved them from the beginning. I thought they were both kind of annoying on their season. I really didn't like them, but there we saw a different side of them, and I loved seeing a softer side of Taylor. I actually see a lot of myself in Taylor, so I liked her, but I felt like we didn't get to see, because there was no drama with them, we didn't really get to see their relationship. I would have liked to see more of it. On the show, I feel like that's what's happening a lot, and like they're definitely looking for more drama. And I think by choosing Nick last season, I liked the choice, to be honest. I've always liked Nick. Even back on like Andy's season, I always liked Nick, so I wasn't really too bummed. But like many times in the past, he did disappoint me as the Bachelor. I feel like this happens every season, Bachelor, Bachelorette. I really like the person when they pick them, and then as the season progresses, you start to not like them as much because they're falling into that same Bachelor routine. And that's what I don't like, that they pick these people who are great and everyone loves them, and then they turn them into these people who just follow the Bachelor rules. I really liked one of my favorite Bachelors ever was Sean Lowe. I thought that he really kind of stood out to me as like a real nice person. I thought that the fact that the first night he decided to give roses out throughout the night, I thought that was really cool. And I don't know, I just really liked Sean Lowe a lot on his season, and there haven't been too many other seasons I've loved that much. But so the choice of Arie, my opinions. So at first when I saw that, I thought it was a joke, to be honest. I follow The Bachelor on Instagram, and they posted the picture, and I double checked to make sure The Bachelor was posting it and it wasn't some kind of like sponsored like joke thing. And then I realized, okay, this is real. They're announcing it super early. And I don't want to say I was bummed, but I was surprised for sure. I think that we all kind of assumed it was going to be these people. Like one of these people, I have a list here. Eric, I think, was like my number one. I thought he was going to be the Bachelor, but I guess, I don't know, ABC like didn't want to have like 2 black leads in the same year. Like, I don't know what that was about. They didn't pick Eric. I don't know if they just didn't think he was ready, or I don't know why they didn't pick Eric. But another choice at first was Dean. And then, of course, Dean decided to go on Paradise and totally, like, messed up his entire image and became a real dick. So it wasn't going to be him. I knew that immediately. Like, once Paradise aired, it wasn't going to be Dean. And then Peter was definitely, like, a front runner. I think a lot of people wanted it to be Peter. But I think from the last episode of The Bachelor, you could tell it wasn't going to be Peter. I mean, I told you guys I was pissed about how Rachel treated Peter in their interview and how she kept saying that he wasn't Bachelor material. And a part of me agrees that he's not meant for the show, because he's like me, and that's why I think a lot of people like him, because he is different. He is going to change the rules of the show, and I think a lot of people actually want that. People don't want to watch and get frustrated. Like, I've been getting so frustrated thinking like, okay, who's ready to get engaged after 6 weeks? Like, for real, like, how many of these relationships end, maybe what he was thinking was right. And I don't know, I liked how Peter was different. I liked all the things he was questioning during Rachel's season were things that I questioned. So I think that a lot of women and people in general who watch the show liked Peter because he did show the reality. He didn't want to just like live in this show world like so many other people do and think of it as a fairy tale. He wanted to think of it in the sense of like, after this, am I going to be ready to wake up next to this person every day? Like, is this something that I'm ready for? I don't know this person that well. And I think that that's why a lot of people kind of wanted him to be the Bachelor, so that he could change things. Maybe that's not as romantic and like blah-de-da as the Bachelor, but I think that's what a lot of people kind of want to see, like the more realistic side of things. And I think immediately when we realized that he wasn't going to fall into that and just listen to what the producers had to say, that's when I knew he wasn't going to be the Bachelor, kind of. I was still holding out hope. She is ready for marriage. She wasn't ready for marriage with Rachel because she obviously wasn't right for him. People who are yelling at Peter and saying he's not good, I don't believe you and you suck and I just delete your comments. I knew he wasn't gonna be the Bachelor. I really hope he finds someone. I think he's like too busy with his life and he's happy, and I don't think that he really even needed the show. I think he's like too mature to deal with that. Like, he doesn't want to deal with the nonsense and drama, and I support that. Another choice I really wanted for the Bachelor was Wells, and I think that's something a lot of people wanted Wells to be the Bachelor. It would have been like a nice new pick. He's someone who's still really prominent in the community. I really like him a lot. And then when they made him the bartender on Paradise, I was like, ooh, like this is a good way to get him back in like the spotlight, but not as dating other people, so maybe he'd be ready to be the Bachelor. And I was really excited, hoping it was him. Obviously he's not the cookie cutter Bachelor, and I think that's good because we've had cookie cutter Bachelors and they've sucked. First of all, Juan Pablo, didn't even watch him. I couldn't even watch that season from the beginning. I didn't like him ever. Crystal is probably the most boring Bachelor in the history of the world. There was just like a lot of like duds. And I think Wells would make things so interesting. He's hilarious. Like, we've never had a Bachelor that's funny, in my opinion. I think he would be a great way to mix things up. But of course they didn't choose him. I also think he doesn't want to be the Bachelor. I don't think he wants to date 25 women. Like, I don't think that's really for him. Oh, another person was Luke. I think a lot of people were, why don't we pick Luke? To be honest, I think Luke would be another Chris Soules. Maybe not as dull, but I don't know. I just don't think Luke is bringing anything new to the table. I think that's boring, to be honest. He's too perfect. Like, okay. So those are the reasons why I don't think they chose some of the other people. But I do think Arie was a pretty unique choice. They really went back in the Bachelor archives for him. Now, his season was Emily Maynard's season, and Emily Maynard's season was the first time I watched The Bachelorette full. And immediately from day one, I liked Arie the best. From day one. I remember when he didn't win being so shocked. And I think if anyone who doesn't know who he is, didn't watch Emily's season, or just doesn't remember, should go back and watch that if they can find it somewhere, because you'll fall in love with Arie. I remember being so bummed when she didn't pick him. He also looks like an amazing kisser. There are some people like Brian, who I can't even watch on screen. They make me so uncomfortable. Like, I wanted to crawl out of my own skin just watching them. Arie makes you comfortable. He's charming for sure. He's definitely like a charming guy. I enjoyed seeing him on screen. So when I first saw it, definitely thought, it's weird they didn't pick someone more recent and relevant. And I don't know if the franchise is trying to get back some of their older audience who may have watched Emily's season or what, but I know that Arie was supposed to be chosen a couple years ago. I think they chose Chris Soules instead of him. Mistake. And I just think that actually Arie is a good choice. Like, I think it's going to change things up a bit. We know he's not like hung up on Emily anymore. I know there's been some rumors about him dating like 18-year-olds and stuff, people who are younger, but whatever. I haven't heard anything about that. I never heard about that. I know that people said that there's rumors or whatever it is, but I know that he recently broke up with someone a couple months ago, like some girls 10 years younger than him. I think that's fine. My parents are 10 years apart. I don't really see the issue there. I think he's really handsome. He might not be someone who you see immediately and you're like, ooh, damn. But he's definitely the kind, I think, that we're gonna get to know him and like him. I am still expecting to have the same feelings I have had for the last 5 seasons of every show, where I'm super excited about who they picked and then I don't like them by the end. I think that's gonna happen. That's literally happened with like everyone. I think Arie's cool. He's a race car driver. I'm excited about this season. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not gonna watch. Who cares? Like, shut up, you're gonna watch. Like, you know you're gonna watch. It's gonna be good. I do hope that now that they're choosing some more older people, I appreciate that, because during Ben's season, I think, was my biggest issue. When they chose Ben as the Bachelor, I kind of felt immediately like, ooh, he's so young. I think he was 26 when they chose him. I just think that's kind of young. Not to get married in general, but on the show, to be on that show, I feel like it's kind of like for people who are bachelors and bachelorettes, like they're the most eligible people to pick from. In the past, it was that. I feel like these people in the past had real jobs and were old enough to be, okay, I'm really ready to settle down. Completed my life, I am successful, I just need a partner. And I think that's what made the show take off when it did in the beginning. But since then, they've kind of made it a lot more like people just come on the show to get famous. People come on the show for drama. People come on the show to get an Instagram deal. And it's clear, and it's clear to the viewers, and it feels more fake, and it feels more rehearsed, and it's annoying. As soon as I saw the twins go on Paradise, that whole episode that literally made me want to pull my hair out, this is so fake. These girls cannot be that stupid. They're doing this for show. They're doing this to get attention. And it made me feel super annoyed at the whole franchise, to be honest. There's the whole, obviously, thing with Corinne and Demario, which I've spent enough time talking about on Twitter. You know my opinions if you follow me. I feel like it's gotten really fake, and I feel like a lot of the last seasons we've had people who are too young. I prefer these older people who have jobs and who have their life together and just want to find a partner. And I think that's what we're gonna get from Arie. At least I hope it is. I hope they're not gonna have like really young girls on his season. I'm sure they're gonna throw a few in for the drama, because that's where you get your drama from usually. It's like the younger people who want the money and like want to make a big fuss and like aren't embarrassed about it. But I think that it would be great to have some older people on his season and have people who are just more mature and actually going there to look for love. And I really hope we see more of the relationships blossom, because I feel like there's so much, especially during Rachel's season, that we missed out on of the relationships and the people's interactions. I don't need someone narrating when I could just watch for myself. My final opinions on Arie: I like him. I think he's really attractive. I think he looks like a great kisser, so I'm gonna enjoy watching him kiss everyone. I hope the dates are a little bit more interesting. I hope that we have some cool girls on this season. It'd be really interesting to see if anyone from the past shows up to be on his season. But yeah, like I said, the first time I ever watched his show was Emily's season, and that was his season. I think I have a connection to him just because that's when I first started getting addicted to the show, and it brings me back to older days of The Bachelor, Bachelorette. I'm hoping it's not the most dramatic season ever. I hope it's the most classic, fun, throwback season. I know that he is following the rules. That's why they picked him. I think the show really liked him because he wants to get married. He wants to get engaged at the end, and he's gonna make it work. Although I think that's kind of what Rachel did and was like, I'm gonna make this work no matter what. Like, even if it's the wrong person, I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna get engaged. And I am a little worried Arie's gonna do the same thing. And I think that's why they didn't pick, like I said, that's why I didn't pick Peter, because he didn't want to do that. He wanted to actually find someone that's his right person. He didn't want to just settle just so he can get married and get engaged and like complete the show. He was worried about real life, not the show. And I think that Arie might be a little bit, I want to get engaged. I'm old enough, I'm ready, let's do this. And that's good, but at the same time, I feel like it can be a bit forced. So we'll see how that goes, but I am excited. I don't think any of the other choices that we had this season would have excited me anymore, other than Wells. I think Wells is the only person I would be like, holy smokes, can I sign up right now? I think you guys should give it a chance. I can't wait for January to roll around. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, leave a comment below letting me know your opinions on the whole situation. I'll talk to you guys soon. Please subscribe to see more from me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.